Hey, everybody, how's it going? Pretty well? Good, good. You know, you stole some of my thunder. But like you said, my name is DJ. And before I get going, quick question for you, actually. Would you shout your names back to me so I can hear them? So on the count of three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Awesome. I caught none of that. And that's okay. Because I join you from Reddit, and it doesn't matter so much on Reddit what your name is. What matters more is that you're in the same place with people who have a shared interest, who want to learn, and who want to discuss how to get better at something together. I heard that there were a lot of hands before about folks who had added Reddit to a Google search previously, but I'd love to show you a little bit of the content on the platform before showing you how businesses or entrepreneurs or just curious people like yourselves can dive in and interact with our huge platform. So, in case you haven't been on in a while, Reddit has been around for 2 decades. Reddit is a community of communities. We have over 100,000 active communities on Reddit. And those communities span from passions like r/history, where people are talking about all sorts of historical events from across the globe. It also has skills like r/personal finance, where people will ask questions about how to become better at managing their own credit, how to get what kind of budgeting apps to use, and other types of strategies that would make sense for them, as well as travel subreddits like r/Las Vegas, which if you haven't checked out is absolutely worth doing so, and places like Buy It for Life, where people will talk about the products that are really worth the money. Altogether, these 100,000 communities bring to Reddit 415 million weekly active unique users. And that's up 22% year over year, which is pretty impressive for a platform that's been around for 2 decades. We also have over 110 billion monthly views, which is up about 17%. So again, the platform's been around for a while, but it's really just hitting its stride. If you haven't been on before, you might be curious, how does Reddit work? It's pretty simple. There's 3 things. When you find a community like r/history that you're interested in, people will write a post. They might have something that they want to share, or very often a question that they want to pose to that community of like-minded or not so like-minded folks. Folks will then leave comments, either with an answer, a different opinion, or something else that they want to share that's relevant. And then the rest of the community will share their vote. They'll upvote comments and posts that they find valuable, funny, engaging, and in the spirit of those communities. And they'll downvote things that maybe don't fit that mold. Awesome. So with all of that great opportunity and all those wonderful conversations, it will probably come as no surprise that among all the social platforms out there, folks rank Reddit as the #1 most human, accurate, and real platform out there. I love this actual quote from an actual user that says, "It's the one platform I trust with my life." I work there, and I don't know if I would say all the way, but I appreciate the enthusiasm, and it certainly is true. And if you have folks saying that they trust Reddit with their life, it will probably come as no surprise that folks trust Reddit with their purchase decisions. It's the #1 platform to help users make an informed decision about a brand or product in the social space. And that is of purchases of all sizes. I don't believe I have any audio manufacturers in the audience today, but I always love this because this influence happens at a really high level. People have detailed discussions about what cars to buy, and of course, like I showed before, the types of fabric shavers that are out there. Now, what that does is what we started with when Raj asked you that question before, is that Reddit has changed how people search. So Reddit is added to a Google search over 150 times a second, which is wild. It's the 7th most Googled term, and Google search users clicked on over 200 million unique Reddit posts just in Q2 of this year. So as it exists for shaping the information funnel when people are looking for what to buy or when they're trying to figure out the answer, Reddit is at the forefront of what's happening in that regard. But I think most interesting to me is that it's also impacting the AI future of tomorrow. We recently partnered with a research company called Profound, which evaluates citations across large language chatbot models that are out there. And across all of the major AI platforms, Reddit is the #1 most consistently cited source, ahead of places like Wikipedia. And the reason for that is because of that high quality conversation. Now, this comes at a really good time as well, because along these lines, search, as you probably know, is splintering. So 58% of consumers have replaced traditional search engines with AI platforms. So we're already seeing a huge move away from folks just searching for the best product or the best supplier into a more conversational type of information context. Before I go today, though, I want to just switch gears real quick, because you might be saying to yourself, I'm not in the right place to kind of engage with customers on Reddit or have a discussion back and forth. And to that I say, that's fine. But there's one more thing that you might find valuable, which is if you're not on there already, Reddit has a vibrant community of business owners and entrepreneurs. And it's a wonderful place for you to connect with folks that might be in a similar situation like yourself. In r/Alibaba, people are talking about different suppliers or other kinds of challenges that they've overcome. There's also all sorts of other sub-regional subreddits or other entrepreneurial subreddits. And overall, on the platform, when we look at small, medium businesses, we see over 2.4 million average daily views to posts about SMBs just in the US. So if nothing else, I want you to know that there is a community and a set of communities out there for you to rely on, so that when you are thinking about your own entrepreneurial goals or the problems that you're trying to solve in your business, that you have a set of friends whose names you might not have heard when they were all shouted out to kind of go to. We know that Reddit is the #1 platform for SMB professionals to discover brands for them to seek. So if you're a supplier, we also think that there can be some great ways for you to have great conversations and talk about the way that you run your business. But more than anything else, I think I would leave you with this, that SMB professionals seek business advice in both business and non-business communities. And just to kind of show you what this might look like, there might be something in r/small business that is about starting a small business and some of those challenges there. But then, for example, in r/yarn addicts, which is, someone is talking about setting up a yarn business. So there is both the community of entrepreneurs for you to connect with, as well as your potential customers who might become your biggest advocates and your biggest fans. It's been a pleasure chatting with you all today. Head to business.reddit.com to sign up for a pro account. And otherwise, I hope you enjoy the rest of your time here in Las Vegas.